number one criteria, we talk about the training, it has to be, the numbers have to work. I don't even want to use the word high ticket because everyone's version of that is different, but the numbers have to make sense. And here's what I'm going to say. If for the numbers to make sense, they need to be able to, hear me when I say this, they need to be able to, with a close percentage of 30% and a profit margin of 25 to 30%, okay? And you only sending them between 12 and 15 leads, the numbers have to make sense. Then they need to be profiting $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. Okay. And I can do another video and show you guys the calculator and all that kind of stuff of exactly what I mean. But number one, whatever niche you decide to go into, the numbers have to work. Now, if you want to go just do like small deals and do $250 a month deals and $500 a month deals and $700, that's great. But it's going to take you a while to get to 5K. It's going to take you a while to get to 10K. And it's really going to take you a long time to get to $83,333, okay, per month, which is $1 million. Number one, it has to be high ticket. Number two, it has to be high ticket and the numbers have to work. Number two, once it gets to a certain point and it's too high ticket, it becomes too competitive. A couple examples: roofing. Roofing jobs are $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 jobs. So guess what? Huge companies, big franchises, big investors are throwing money at these companies, starting these companies. And as a result, you are getting into very, very, very competitive territory. Okay. So roofing, solar. I don't even love remodel. If you're going to do remodel, you have to go, I think you have to go kitchen remodel. And some of you guys might have one site that did well, but I'm talking if you want to rinse and repeat, I don't like remodeling. Okay. It's too much that. So number one, the numbers have to work with being a high ticket. Number two, it can't be so high ticket that it's going to draw so many people in that's going to be really competitive. Okay. And as part of that, in addition to that, it can't be a, how do I say this? A referral / Instagram type of business, meaning you want to see all the other work they've done, right? Let me give you an example of that. If I'm going to spend $20,000 to do a bathroom, okay, to redo a bathroom, a remodel, I'm going to check 10 jobs. I'm going to talk to 5 customers. I'm going to do my homework, right? I'm going to make sure that everything checks out. And those are not the types of industries we want to go into. We want to go into the ones where people want 2 or 3 quotes. They go with the person that makes the most sense because they trust them and the price is reasonable. Those are the businesses where this works the best. Can it work in remodeling? Sure. Can it work in solar? Sure. Can it work in all these? Of course, it will work in any niche to a degree. But there are different levels of how well it will work. So if it's ever something where you're going to want to see, their past work, don't do it. Okay. Don't freaking do it. And if you guys want to try and reinvent the wheel, that's fine. But if you can name a niche, I've probably lost money in it. Okay. I mean, I've either lost money in the niche or I'm still making money in it, but I have tried some niches that are stupid. Okay. I do not like niches where you want to look at other projects. That's why I don't do lead generation in the home builder niche, in contracting. Okay. If I'm going to build a house, guys, if I'm going to build a house, do you think I'm going to build a $1.5 million home or even a $500,000 home or a $750,000? You think I'm going to do that without going and walking through one of their model homes, talking to the builder, talking to their salespeople or their designer? Of course not. Okay. And so will it work? Yes. However, I want the best ones. The best niches are the ones where they need 2 to 3 estimates. So remember this, 2 to 3 estimates, and they're making a decision based on how they like the person and a reasonable price. Okay. Those are the sweet spot. That is why concrete works so well. Why? Because concrete is concrete is concrete is concrete. And yes, you're going to get the guy that's like, oh, our concrete's better. And we do this much more rebar and all that stuff. Who cares? Right? You can go ahead and get your jollies off on that, but I just need concrete. I'm not going to be in this house forever. Okay. That's a great example. Tree service. You cut down the tree, you cut the limb. Woo! That's it, right? You get 3 quotes. Boom. You have, the reviews are not terrible. Awesome. Do it. I don't care, bro. I don't care if you have a GED. I don't care if you stink. I don't care if you haven't showered in 20 days. I'll hand you the check out the window. Get it done. Okay. Those are the niches that make the most sense. Duct cleaning. I don't love duct cleaning because it's too high ticket. You can squeeze $1,000 to $1,500 a month deals out, but I prefer that every single time it's over that. So I don't love duct cleaning, but I do have a couple. It does work, but just barely. Spray foam installation is a great one. Like, unless you've been in this generating leads, you don't know what closed cell spray foam is or open cell spray foam. You don't. You just need it done, right? Period. So masonry, right? Fencing. Guys, I talk about this in the training, but I just have to reiterate the fact that if you're going into, and maybe one more thing I'll add is, make sure that it is a business where they come to your house to give you a quote. Okay. If it's a brick and mortar, it's just more difficult. And I'm all about making things easy. Does it work when some niches? Do I have a tinting client? Yes. But guess what? I got one and it's a friend of mine, and I'm never doing another window tinting deal again because I just don't want to do it. Do I have a auto glass repair? Yes. Well, I have the site, lost the client, and I was only charging them $700 a month. Okay. So again, the underlying thesis here, the underlying statement is rank and rent will work for any niche to a degree, but we're not here for it just to barely work. We're here to make gobs of cash, tons of cash, lots of cash, right? And the way to do that is by going into these lanes, into these verticals, and finding these layups where we are in niches that aren't getting the attention of outside dollars, aren't getting the attention of national franchises, aren't getting the attention of investors. And we're going in and we're cleaning house with the little guys. Okay. And when I say cleaning house, we're working with the little guys, but we're cleaning house on our rankings. We're beating them so easily, so quickly in our rankings because there's just those people, those businesses, they make good money. However, the business owners typically don't know what they're doing. Okay. So artificial grass, that's one of those. It's almost to that line where like you want to see other projects, but like not quite, because most people think that artificial grass is just artificial grass. Now, if you've had it, I have it, a couple of my neighbors have it. I started realizing, dude, there's definitely different levels to this. There's a couple homes on my street here that look like absolute trash, like terrible. And I literally was like, dude, who'd you use? Because I'm not going to use them, right? And then there was one that looks really good. But had it not been that I saw other people had it, I would have just called a turf guy and thought all turf was the same. So turf/artificial grass works. And it's kind of like that line because it is still kind of a picture. You could put stuff on Instagram. It looks really cool, but turf is turf. At least that's what people think.